Welcome to the Sideload, where it's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm your host, Will Sattelberg. This week, I'm thrilled to welcome Dean Daley to the show. He's the devices editor at MobileSyrup, and boy, are we here to talk about some devices. Dean's here to discuss his experience with the Galaxy Z TriFold, which is one of the most anticipated launches of 2026. And then we're also going to look ahead to CES, which is, when you're listening to this, somehow less than 2 weeks away, and unveil our biggest tech hopes for next year. So, Dean, welcome to the show, dude. You're one of my oldest friends in the industry, truly.
Which is crazy. That's crazy to think about. But yeah, thank you for having me. I was waiting for you to have me on a podcast all these years, and you never did. And but yeah, it happened eventually.
I always pass that responsibility off to Daniel because you guys live in the same city. I just figured he would. Toronto's got to be what, 300-400 people. He could just walk down the street, knock on the door. Dean, come podcast.
I actually think Daniel is pretty close to me. I don't think he's too far. But he hates me, so that's never gonna happen. I'm kidding. Daniel's cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah. No, dude, it's been a long time coming, like truly.
Yeah,
and I'm excited. I when I asked you on, I didn't even know you had used the TriFold. Like that was just a little secret surprise. Yeah.
I just used it yesterday, which was a really cool experience. I went into it kind of like jaded. I had to go to Samsung's like head office in in the Toronto area, which is not close to my house. So I was like, I gotta go over there. And then I was like, this is probably like a dumb product. Like, who's going to ever want this or use this? So yeah. And then I tried it, and I was just like, I get it. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. In fact, I think everything I've ever said about any foldable has ever been a lie. And,
oh my God.
And everyone should just use the TriFold instead.
Okay, let's start from square one. Okay. I don't even know where to begin with this thing. I'm going to start with a really basic question. How hefty does it feel? I know what the weight is, but how does that it's such a weird, I talked about this with Daniel a couple of weeks ago, that it's such a weird device. I've never used anything like it that I don't even know what to expect when I pick it up. So kind of describe that first feeling.
First feeling, it's a little like, because I'm a big fan of the Z Fold 7. Z, because I'm Canadian. And I didn't, in comparison, this is a hefty boy. Like, this is pretty hefty, because the Z Fold 7 is, when it's folded, feels very, it feels like a normal phone, basically. Yeah. This doesn't. It feels like, but it feels like, my best example is like an iPhone 17 Pro Max with a good case on it. Yeah. Like a good hefty, hefty, but like a good strong case on it. Like I have my Pro Max uncased right now, but when I was there, I had it in my speaking case, and I was like, it kind of feels the same-ish. And I was looking at it, and of course the TriFold is thicker even when it's cased, but it felt kind of the same-ish.
Okay. And I have to imagine once you unfold it, that weight, because of how the weight distribution works, it probably kind of it feels more like holding a tablet, right?
Yeah, exactly. It feels it feels better than holding a tablet, just because it is still lighter than most tablets and thinner than most tablets. Yeah. But it's still that length is very tablet-y. So it's like a weird tablet Z Fold 7 hybrid situation. Yeah. The true word of we used to throw around the word phablet all the time. Back in the day when the Galaxy Note 10 came out and stuff when those phones were coming out, or I guess even before the Note 10.
The entire Note series, really, yeah.
Yeah, but this is the true definition of what a phablet would be, like a phone. Tablet.
It's not pretending anymore. It is a phone. It's so interesting how we got here, because it's not just the Note series. It's also, do you remember Asus's Pad phone lineup where you would slot? Oh my, this is ancient Android history. This is 2011, 2012, 2013. They had, this is so the iPad is fresh, right? It's a year or two old. and Asus would sell like it was a combination phone and tablet where it was like a standard Android phone, and then it came with this like tablet. It was like, it looked like a tablet, but it was just a dock. It was just the screen, and on the back there was what was essentially a cassette slot, like a cassette door, and you would slot the phone in and like boot it up. And I'll put some video up so people can see, or at least images so people can see what I'm talking about. But like, I've never forgotten this thing because it was one of the most ridiculous. Like I will fess up. At the time, as a high schooler, I was like, "This is such a cool idea."
Yeah.
In the cold, harsh light of 2025, I'm like, that would be terrible for like 100 reasons. But yeah, Asus really, they did 2 or 3 of them where they really wanted this idea to work of like, oh, your tablet is your phone. It's just an extension. It's straight up an extension of your phone, but a bigger screen. And then to go from that to like, you know, the Note series in general, as it grew and grew in size, to foldables up to this point, and then to the TriFold. It feels like it's been a long journey to get to your phone and tablet are the same thing, but this feels like I don't know where we would go from here. I feel like this is the final iteration of like, you know, rollables maybe, but this seems more practical overall anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe rollables, maybe, but I think that like this is, I don't see why you would need anything else. Like, and it makes it, like the way it folds too, it makes sense, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I get it. I was just thinking as we were going through the history of phones.
Yeah.
I think the best way to imagine this phone folded in your hand and how it feels is if you take the LG dual screen and folded that. You know, I remember how that was kind of like a little hefty and a little like, but not huge, but
the one that like added, it was like for the G8 or something, it like added onto the side. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I do remember this. Okay. That's interesting. Except obviously bigger because it's a true tablet size.
No, I mean, when it's folded.
When it's folded, that's how it, okay. I got you.
Yeah. So that's how it'll feel in your pocket, probably. That's just like how.
It's bulky, but like it's not any more bulky than foldables were a couple of years ago. You know, we're not that
not
far
at all.
removed
Not at
from
all. Yeah,
12,
like,
13. I mean, Samsung just sold the 12 millimeter foldable a year ago. You know, so,
exactly.
Yeah.
Or Z Fold 6, or Z Fold 5, yeah, for sure.
So, what did you what did you do on the I'll say it, Z TriFold? Oh, it felt wrong. I didn't like it.
Is there supposed to be? I don't even like. I just been calling it TriFold. I didn't realize there's supposed to be like.
I think there's a Z, but yeah, we'll call it the TriFold. What was it? What was it like using the like? What did you do on it when you had it in your hands? What's the demo?
I fold so we only had 30-minute sessions each of us.
Okay.
And in that 30-minute session, I just took a lot of videos. I folded it and unfolded it a ton of times, but and then unfolded. As soon as you open an app, you'll see a little like bar will appear at the top of the screen, and you can like drag that down, and it automatically just goes into Dex.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that I liked that a lot. I liked how easy it was to get into Dex. I like that, your computer, it's very like, oh, now my phablet is also like a little bit of a computer. Like if I had a they said that they're launching cases that will let it just like stand like on a desk. So as soon as you have a little keyboard or like a little Bluetooth keyboard, you can just start typing on it and stuff like that.
The Michael Fisher special. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But now it makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna clip just this part and send it to him. Yeah, I didn't know about the Dex integration. Obviously I knew Dex would be there, but like for it to be even more like kind of upfront in your face and
it's like super there now.
Integrated.
They want you to use it. Yeah.
It wants you to. It's like no. I want you to like if you've unfolded this, I want you to be in desktop mode. I think that's really interesting.
I think it's really smart. I didn't try.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't try this because I just wasn't thinking about it. I guess I was just so excited about the phone.
Yeah.
But when you unfold a Galaxy Fold 7 and you watch stuff on YouTube, you're basically just watching it on a normal
Right.
screen size still, right?
Yes.
Because it just have the borders work. But if you're switching your phone into DeX and then you watch YouTube, then obviously you'll be able to have the full proper screen when you're watching stuff. Just because of how like desktop YouTube works or
Right.
desktop video works, which is such a great idea. Like it's such a, like actually being able to use this screen when like the full screen when watching stuff or doing stuff is like
Yeah.
um is great. And then especially if you're on the go, whatever, download just you'll be able to download any your YouTube videos if you have YouTube Pro or
Premium.
whatever. Premium,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And then like you'll have the full like desktop
Yeah.
experience, but on the go, which is and like of course that's a laptop, but like it's
No,
so
it's
thin, it
different
fits in
though.
your
It's
pocket.
completely
Yeah,
different. Yeah, a laptop you need a bag for. Even an
totally.
iPad you really need a bag for. And this is a device that will fit in your pocket, which is a completely different feeling a completely different niche, I would say. And then, talking to people who are avid foldable fans, Ben Schoen at 9 to 5, the aforementioned Michael Fisher, the thing that often pulls them in is desktop, websites, desktop applications, and so on and so forth. I know Ben is bringing a Fold 7 to CES specifically so that he can write posts in WordPress on his Fold 7, right? Like he wants to be able to just fire off a
I do
300
that as
word
well.
blog post. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do it on a phone, but like the amount of space you have obviously is significantly more constricting, and WordPress's mobile site is not very good. And so it's like I see the vision. I see it 10 times stronger with the TriFold, where it's like, okay, but now not only are you launching it in desktop mode, you're using it on this display that feels properly fitted for desktop mode, that feels like it's not going to be a compromised experience in the way that, like, yes, a Galaxy Z Fold 7 is giving you a much broader expanse to see to see the website on, but you're still pretty restricted to like a essentially 1x1 8-inch screen, which is not gigantic. And jumping up to this much wider, 10-ish inch display is going to just give you like double the amount of information that you're going to see at one time, which like takes it from desktop mode feeling usable but maybe not comfortable on modern foldables to usable and perhaps comfortable in the way that it is on a tablet. I think that's huge. And also, like, even putting aside the work elements of it, I for example recently signed up for new insurance plans, things like that. I know it's kind of a meme that like millennials or zillennials, both of which we are, like turn to like laptops or dedicated computers to do big purchases, right? Oh, you're buying I would never buy a plane ticket on a phone or whatever, which I have, and it sucks. But this kind of fits that niche of like, I want to have all the information possible on a big screen, but also maybe I don't want to go grab my laptop to do whatever I'm doing.
For sure.
Like, I see that vision.
I've never bought a plane ticket before.
You not once? It's
Never.
terrible.
I
There's
don't know
so
how
many
to.
drop down menus and fields, and you have to make sure everything's right, or it is truly. One time I had to call Delta's customer. So I was on hold for 3 hours because the E and the L in my last name were switched, and I needed to fix it to get on the plane. And it took 3 hours.
Sorry, this is completely out of. But like last time I was on a flight, my ticket and my passport didn't match because they got my names mixed up, and I still was. I was able to check in.
There
and I was
are
like, oh, crap.
times where they'll let you. Yeah, there
Yeah,
are
I'm
like
so surprised.
specific phrasings. Like I know. Our friend and previous guest Joe Maring has had like his first and middle name like smushed
You
together.
have this guy on your podcast and not me.
You're here right now.
I know. I'm kidding. And Joe's a great guy.
I'll just have to have you back a second time before him just to make
Yes,
it. Just to
I
make
agree. Yeah, I'd love that.
And it'll piss him off, which is a win-win for me. Yeah. Anyway, it's things like that make me not want to buy things on a phone, though, just because you're dealing with so many little fields. And I get the idea of like, oh, it's silly to think of big purchases versus buying a book on Amazon or something. But I think there's something to it. And I think this, as small as that use case really is, like I see the vision there in a way that even on normal 2-panel foldables, I don't necessarily see.
Yeah, even like reading, I guess, would probably just be better, and everything would just
Reading, movies
like
is the big one in terms of
yeah,
entertainment.
definitely,
Yeah.
or like our gaming, I guess too. You know, you set up like if you have that case, just have it set up. You can just have a little controller, and
Yeah.
it's basically a Switch. It's
Dude,
basically a Switch. It's internet. It's a Switch in your pocket. Who needs Nintendo?
Now you probably will be able to buy approximately, what is that? 5 Nintendo Switch 2s for the presumed price of the
yeah, that's fair.
of the TriFold.
So I actually have no clue what pricing is because it's not coming to Canada at all.
Oh, right.
They just let us have it, play with it just for no reason, really, which is really surprising.
Just to show off. Just cross the border. Listen, come to the old Galleria Mall in Buffalo, New York, and we'll hook you up with Best Buy.
I've been to that mall so many times growing up.
Buddy, I'm going there tonight to see Avatar: Fire and Ash.
I'm going on Monday.
It's the 40X theater in town, so I want those motion chairs.
Yeah,
I want to get
really. I would hate that.
Oh, it was so much fun with Way of Water, though. The friend I'm seeing it with tonight, we saw it Way of Water in that and like had a blast. That was just 3 hours of the seats mimicking being on the ocean, but it was pretty fun. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It's weird how small the launch is. I guess it's such a the leaked U.S. pricing or the rumored U.S. pricing is $2,800. And that's obviously this phone's biggest downfall is that it is going to combine a smartphone and a tablet, a true tablet experience into one product, and arguably, as we've said, kind of even like a small laptop. Think of the netbooks of 15, 20 years ago kind of experience. I know I just keep going back to 2010 technology, but it's that kind of experience. But in a way that doesn't save you any money. You're still spending the amount of money you'd probably spend on 2 to 3 devices. And in a little way, it's compromised just a little bit each step of the way in for the sake of portability. Which is a trade-off that I think a lot of people are going to want to make with the TriFold, but I'm curious to see how it really fits into like a daily, like your daily use cases. Like it's such a like... It's going to be bulky. It's heavy is really the thing that I'm concerned about. And then how is the battery life when you're out and about? What is the durability like if I drop this thing on the ground when it's completely folded open?
Like our model had a pretty deep scratch in it too, right? Yeah. So how like soft, like how much can the large screen take as well? Exactly. And even like who is buying this? Like, if you're a business guy, are you going to get it because of the large screen and you're going to bring your little keyboard with you? Or is it more useful to actually, use a foldable and just use a foldable and just like type on it like this? Exactly. Like you can't do I was typing on it just to see how it would feel to text on it. And it felt fine. You have the spaced out keyboard, like Samsung's like whatever keyboard, and you type on it like that. But like this is still it's
more comfortable
to type on. Right. So it's just like, are people going to use this? People who love multimedia are going to use this, but are people who love multimedia are going to spend almost $3,000 or $3,000+ in Canada to buy something like this, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to see people actually getting it, but I think if you do get it, I think you'll end up loving it. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I think it'll be one of those devices that is it's gonna just be niche just based on the price tag alone.
Yeah.
And then but I think it will inevitably have true believers who find their perfect use cases for it. And the way we've seen with foldables, the media thing is so interesting because on its face, you're like, well, that's the foldable I've been waiting for planes because, if you bring a Pixel 10 Pro Fold or a Galaxy Z Fold 7 with you, it's a little bigger than if you had an S25 Ultra, but it's 5 to 10% larger
it's
because of the aspect ratio.
It.
It's not worth it for media, I'd say. At that point, you're better off either getting a small tablet, which will double in size because of the aspect ratio, or just kind of making do with the phone you have, and being portable that way. This fixes that. This will have a much more expansive display for watching movies wherever you are. But the problem becomes that at $3,000 now you're brushing up against okay, well, do I actually want a Galaxy XR? Do I actually, or the Steam's new VR headset, which is going to be under $1,000 and will play movies and has an operating system and looks fairly light and comfortable. Am I going to want,
but then you go
even in
go
a Quest,
into,
yeah.
But then you go into none of those can fit in your pocket.
No, they can't. It becomes a thing where you're trying to figure out where you want this product to be and what its
you actually
use
kind of
case it's
just
going to
sold
fall
me
into.
on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in my head I'm like, yeah, wouldn't I just bring my iPad Mini or my or a Vision Pro or
even just a laptop
or something, right?
Yeah.
But then again, this is all in one. This is, you only have to bring one thing if you have this. You only have to bring your one phone. And as someone who recently lost a foldable, or I think it was stolen, but as someone who's recently, his foldable is now missing, it's just if I only have to worry about one product at a time, that's so much easier than, make sure I have my iPad, make sure I have my my Switch on me, make sure I have my phone on me, and then also less things to worry about in terms of it getting stolen, less things to charge at night before that flight. Every time before I fly out, I just have to make sure that every single one of my products are charged and everything's good, right? So
oh my God. And then we're about to talk about CES. So CES travel is now on my mind. I was at Wegmans last night and I walked past the travel toiletries and I was like, I got to start thinking about what do I need to buy for this trip? Not maybe necessarily toiletries, but I was just oh, I do need to start thinking about packing my bag and if I need to buy anything ahead of CES. And yeah, man, it's
just medication. Just buy medication, bro. Just buy vitamin C and
dude, I bought some vitamin C last night. That's not even a joke. There's Emergency makes those little sugar packets now that you just I've been swearing by these things at trade shows because you'll get 3 hours of sleep and throw one of those back and you'll be like, I'm probably fine.
Buying mask again,
I'll mask on a plane. I'll be straight up. I'm always stuck in front of somebody who's coughing on a plane. Inevitably, every time I fly, there's somebody just hacking up a lung behind me. So I will at least take a mask with me just to.
Yes, I always have a mask.
It's the one place where I'm I am stuck in this tin can with you guys for 3 to 5 hours, depending on where I'm going. I'm not screwing around, and I have gotten sick from planes before. I know I've been that dude was coughing behind me. 5 days later, I was sick. That's what that was. But so I digress. Yeah. But on the tech side, it's so it's such a universal experience, I think, for a lot of us that go and cover these events, where we're just well, I need to make sure I have everything I could possibly have, and then inevitably I don't use half of what I bring.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm trying. I'm so this year. I'm no Switch 2, no Steam Deck. I'm not going to have time. It's so much space in my backpack. I'm flying out of Buffalo at 5 a.m. I'm not playing it
Why?
on. I know.
Sorry, that was so loud.
Why? I'm dumb. I don't know. I didn't think about it when I booked the ticket. It was the best flight to get into Vegas on Saturday morning. And then
you're going on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going on Saturday. And then, so basically my options were kind of that or, flying, having a long flight home. This way I have a direct flight. It's not a direct flight there, but it is a direct flight home. And so, but yeah, I didn't think about the fact that means I have to be, that means I'm boarding at 4:30 That means I have to be at the airport at 4 or at the latest. It's going to be bad.
Rough. My flight's at
but
9 on
that's a
Sunday.
much better flight.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you bring all of this stuff in this bag and then you spend the entire trip worrying about it. And there is such a vision of like, what if I could consolidate that? And even if it's
Exactly.
a bit of a compromised experience, it's all just this one thing. And now my backpack is either non-existent or it's like smaller and it's only loaded with like, oh, what if I need ibuprofen, like something like that, right?
Like in an ideal world, if I have this Galaxy TriFold, perfect ideal world, like this is, I can't see people doing this, but like I only have to bring that,
Yeah.
and a keyboard and maybe a mouse, right? And like you don't, in theory, like you wouldn't even have to bring a laptop. Like you wouldn't have to bring a tablet to watch stuff. You don't have to bring, if you want to play games, just bring a controller, but you don't have to bring like it's so, I mean, it wouldn't work with a backbone, I guess. Oh my gosh, it wouldn't work with a backbone. Anyways, but like.
Never mind, throw it away. Yeah. Samsung 0 out of 10. Try again next time. Or make your own backbone, although then it's going to be like.
It'd be huge, right? Yeah. I mean, it's
going to make the Wii U gamepad look pocketable.
And that's crazy. But in theory, like your carry-on is so much lighter.
Yeah.
Because all it is you're bringing accessories and your one product goes in your pocket. And that's it. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. It's a Road Warrior's dream for sure. Like I think that is who this product more than anyone is designed for. And that's going to come with it's got to be somebody who's primarily working either on the web or in very specific apps, right? Like if you are, we're recording this in Riverside, which I could do on a phone, but then when I edit it in Premiere, could not do that on the TriFold.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's going to be
totally.
it's going to be a thing that it depends on what people want this product to be in terms of their own life, and that I think that's why it's so aside from the price, it's so region exclusive that they are really testing the waters and seeing how early adopters are going to react to this and how they're going to figure out where it fits in their life. But I think Road Warrior, I think that's exactly who they're targeting is the type of person who wants to be as light as possible while still getting work done.
Yeah, it makes sense, and also be able to like enjoy life too. Like also be able to enjoy a good movie while they're on the subway. I mean, like it still has the 200 megapixel camera that I think it's not the same as the one on the 25 Ultra, but I think it's the same as the one on the Z Fold 7. So it's still good pictures. And then, as the king of selfies or a king of selfies, I turned it around to make sure you could still do the selfie trick, with the primary camera, and it still works great because the screen's still in the middle. So you can still look at yourself. So like, you're not really even compromising on like taking pictures and stuff like that. You're still like, there's like, it's pretty solid, except for I had no clue about the battery life. I have no clue how long that's going to last, right? So it's Samsung's biggest battery in a phone ever, just kind of, and I don't think that's surprising. It just sort of has to be based on the shape and the design. But it's not that big. The specs. Yeah, it's not like 50. Big, it's like 57, 58. The fact that you're still saying like 50, like that's still not great.
It's out of reach. But the OnePlus 15 is 2 feet over there. And that thing has a 7,000 milliamp per hour battery. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, 7,000. It's massive.
MobileSyrup, we just started doing the the Canadian Smartphone Awards. We're working on it together as a group. Or part of it was like Brad Bennett and I, who is no longer at MobileSyrup. Yeah. But we were
Brad. Got to get Brad on this show too. No, actually.
Yeah. He actually, I think he would be a great.
I think I could let Brad talk just by himself. Like I just moderate, and Brad just rips for an hour, and it will be. This is no offense to you or any other guest.
No,
it will be the most interesting hour of the podcast. I love Brad.
I just gave this best battery on a battery on a smartphone. Just because it isn't easily like 2 days, no issues,
Yes.
right? Which is
2 days without trying, and then like 3 days if you're a lighter user, easy.
I've never done 3 days, but I play a
I've hit
lot
my
of
third
Mumble
day.
Snap.
I thought I was gonna play. I've been off Balatro. That was my mobile game for a bit, but I've been off Balatro for a while. So like I didn't do a ton of gaming on it, to be honest with you. I've gotten so into like the emulation handhelds that like my mobile gaming has kind of sort of died down. That's my current like.
I've just been like using the Delta ROM on my iPhone, and I've just been like, oh, like this is. I've never really got into it before, but now that Brad is gone, I'm also doing more Apple coverage. So I'm like, I should give Apple stuff a try, and it was just like, oh, like the Delta is not that. Like, there's a lot of fun ROMs.
No, it's a perfect. I have also used Delta. It's a perfectly good. It's like especially for like kind of the first emulator. It's a really good.
Yeah.
Dean, you have to try. And I halfway through noticed the Johto poster behind you. The best Pokemon region. I think we can all agree.
The Johto region right there.
Yeah, that's that's my favorite Pokemon region. That's my favorite generation.
My favorite game is Heart Gold.
I think my favorite game might also be. It's certainly in my top 5. Heart Gold. It's my favorite Pokemon game for sure, and in my top 5 of all time. Love that game.
So good.
I still have it upstairs. Pokewalker and everything. I've kept that thing pristine.
That is a lot of money. Soon.
It's a lot of money.
like every sell that.
Like once a year, I just like look at it and I'm like, you are actually my inheritance. Like if I ever have children, this is their inheritance right here. Like this is all I have to give.
Yeah, you're buying your kids a house.
You should have you dove into the ROM hack scene lately for Pokemon?
No, like I've been playing Pokemon. What is it? Let me look. I forgot what it's called.
The new one or one of the
No, Unbound.
Yeah. Okay. So perfect. Unbound is great. I'll have to send you. Oh, now I can't remember it. I believe it's Lazarus. Pokemon Lazarus.
I
came out recently. That is an entire new region built from the ground up, based on Greece.
Really?
I think I'm only a badge in, but it's got this like beautiful like Gen 2 inspired art style.
I'm in.
It's great. I think you will really, really like it. So highly, highly recommend you check out Pokemon Lazarus.
I will, yeah, for sure.
It's again, I'm only a badge in, but like the word on that game is that it's like the ROM hack scene is so cool lately. I've been like kind of obsessed with it this year.
Yeah, it's fun. I literally just started getting into it. Like I was in LA for the Apple App Awards.
Yeah.
And I was hanging out with David, you know David from CNET.
David. Why do I want to say from? That's not right. That's a different person. David. I do know David. Lum. I was close. From rhymes with Lum. That's why I was right there. Oh, anyway. Okay, David Lum.
And I love David Lum so much. I hung out with him and his friends after the App Awards. You know, he's part of a dodgeball league, and we were hanging out. Yeah. And his friends were super into the ROM hacks, and it's just like going off. So it's like very like, this is great. And I haven't tried them on a foldable yet, though.
The first thing I did with my first foldable, which was a Galaxy Z Fold 4, that Ryan Hager sent me when he left Android. Please shout out Ryan. Was downloading Pokemon Emerald ROM and doing that on the that was the first thing I did with the
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that on a trifold though? Like, can you imagine like?
On a regular foldable. On a trifold, I've not done. Yeah. We've said trifold too many times, but yes, on a foldable. Or
like, I guess any like, you know, if you're using Dex, would you? I barely touched Dex in my life, but would I be able to access like, you know, Xbox's cloud gaming for PC or just regular cloud? No,
I don't. Yeah, I believe xCloud works in the browser on Android.
Yeah, it does in Android in general, but. Anyways, those games would be so cool on
you should be able to do, like, I would think any of those cloud gaming services should work
but
fine.
I mean, like,
and then
they have Xbox, like, they have, like, Game Pass for PC. That wouldn't work,
Oh
no.
yeah, that I'm curious to see if we see more like Steam games arrive on Android, both not just
Mm,
because of of Android coming to laptops next year, but also we've seen,
forgot about that.
again, I've been like obsessed with Android emulation handhelds or handhelds in general, and we've seen like, oh, what's it called? Game native. These, because of the Linux compatibility layers, have gotten so good for these games that like
Mm,
I just pre-ordered. It's been out, but I pre-ordered batch 2 of the AYN Thor, which is one of the dual screen handhelds that are out right
okay.
now, and that thing can run like plenty of like it can like run Skyrim through this like Linux compatibility layer, games like that, right? Probably not like Cyberpunk, but certainly like, like older 3D titles, like maybe a decade old. Um, and I think that could come to things like the trifold. Like I don't see any reason that those game porting things couldn't essentially just bring your Steam library or a good chunk of your Steam library to something like the trifold, which again makes it seem like it's kind of just a matter of getting this device in the hands of people and then letting them figure out what to do with it. And
Yeah.
if one of them is like, oh, I have a 10-inch gaming computer in my pocket, like that might be pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
sick, right? Like I
Yeah.
can, and uh what I also really like about the trifold, I remember the original Galaxy Fold had a lot of issues in the sense of like people could break it easily. For instance, if you took off took off the plastic, it was going to break. Like the
Yeah.
screen, yeah. Whereas the trifold, when you try to fold it, and if you fold it the wrong way, it will give you a little message being like, "Hey, don't do that." Which is a little nice. It's like a little like nice touch. Like, oh yeah, thinking of the customer. It's going to fold it the wrong way. You can do it. You can kind of fold it the wrong way, and it won't break immediately. But it's nice that like there's a little reminder like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll have the like if you start using it enough, you'll eventually start folding it the right way as well. It shouldn't be too
Yeah.
difficult. And I do like that it's not the Z fold, like the
The Huawei's layout.
Huawei.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This one just seems more um like it's like a pamphlet for people who don't know. It's just like you fold one
Yeah.
in and then you fold the other
Does
in.
it feel like unfolding a map basically? That's how I've always
Yeah,
like pictured it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I
Cool.
guess a map, yeah. I mean, I've never folded it. I've never had a map like that. But
Maybe
a
you are a
pamphlet.
zoomer. Maybe you are 25. Never used a
Yeah,
map. I don't know.
I've used a map book, like those like old ass map books. You
Sure.
take them up and then like you have to find like
Yeah.
where you're going, but never like a old school like oh let me with my telescope find a map.
I guess when I think about it, I've mostly used a paper map when I would like, there were a couple winters where like my dad and I would snowmobile and we'd be on like
Yeah, yeah,
trail
for
maps
sure.
and have like a trail map to unfold. But that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
or like a pamphlet for people who
Yeah.
haven't used the map.
Aren't out snowmobiling. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
My very specific Buffalo, New York life experience of
I
like, well,
assume
there's a
you did
bunch of
that in
snow.
Toronto, honestly,
What are
or
we?
in Ontario,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, any final takeaways on the fold before we kind of talk about a little bit of CES stuff?
I think that you know people will come at it in a jaded kind of like this is kind of dumb. Even not to expose your old coworker, but Patrick O'Rourke. Last night
Uh
we were together, and
yeah.
his hands-on period was right before mine in the morning
Yeah.
yesterday, and then we saw each other for a goodbye party for Brad Bennett. Um, and he was like, I don't really get it, and I was just like. I think people don't want to. I think people are kind of starting to get tired of foldables already, or
Yeah.
people are kind of like, no, the best form factor is just a normal phone, or whatever. But I think people should be open to the idea of companies trying new things. I love that Samsung is giving this a shot.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when LG would do like hand gestures, or Google did hand gestures too.
Yeah, I mean, LG was the biggest one where like, the wing
The
was kind of their last phone.
G5,
It's like, wow,
yeah,
you went out in a blaze of glory. Like,
totally.
it's such a weird
And
device.
I love when companies are trying new things. So I think
Yeah,
people, even if you can't afford it, I don't know if they'll have them in stores to check out in the States or whatever. But if you get the chance to hold it and try it out, just give it a shot. I think you'll be surprised by how much you might like it.
yeah.
Um, yeah, as long as you're not someone who's like, I don't have the air with me. Oh wait, there's over there. As long as you don't want like a
Ultra
super
thin, ultra light.
ultra thin, which is
Yeah,
also another um form of innovation I've been absolutely loving. But as long as you're okay with, if you're someone who's used to having an S25 Ultra, a bigger phone, whatever, give something like the trifold a shot. If you have the money, if you don't have the
yeah.
money, it makes sense. It's
It's the
crazy
biggest.
expensive.
I don't want to linger on it because we've talked about it, but it's the biggest like compromise, or not compromise, but the biggest thing that's going to keep this thing from success. I think is
Totally,
just people
yeah,
being like, look, man, it's cool, but $2,500, even on the low end is a lot of money. Like it's
totally.
going to be tough. It's
For
going to be,
and I
and
assume it's like 2,500 for 256 gigs. I assume. I don't.
yeah, who knows what we actually launch at, but
Yeah.
that's around where the Korean launch pricing is about 2,500 USD. And it's just like, that would be a big ask in general, but like launching in a what I would call at the very least a pretty cool economy is
Yeah.
cool, not in a good way, cool in the cold way. it's
But
it's just it's
yeah.
weird timing, I think,
But
and that's nothing to say on Samsung. It's just like I hope they kind of account for that.
I mean, I assume it's going to be even more expensive in the States with tariffs. But
Don't get me
but
started.
like I think like, and if you're someone who like doesn't need PowerPoint, or
Yeah,
like, so does not, or like the Adobe suites, and like cool to just type away on a WordPress or CMS, or like I don't know, any like docs or whatever, and that's your
yeah,
job, you shouldn't run into like, this could be your all-in-one device. This could be your, instead of buying your next MacBook,
yeah.
you can buy this instead. And you might enjoy that more when you're traveling.
I There is something to be said about having one device that's I'm back to a split laptop desktop world, but like I for a
Me
long
too
time would
lately.
only
Ugh.
use a docked laptop, like docked onto like a couple displays and so on, just because I was like, well, I want to have all of my files in like one place and not have to worry about, oh, I'm traveling and that PSD file I need is on my desktop at home and I
Mhm.
can't like that's and I've gotten over that, and you can buy ways around that. You can rely on cloud storage, but like I see the vision. It's more of just a matter of making it make economic sense.
I'm like in an Apple economy right now, so I just
Yeah.
keep thinking at CES, I'm going to have to bring my iPhone, my MacBook, my iPad Mini, and my Backbone, and it's just like that's just like too many things I have to like start worrying
Gonna have to
about. And
come back
like,
to
and usually I
Android.
have to bring more phones too, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna bring more phones this time. Like, just bring what I need.
I'm
But
bringing two. I'm bringing oh man, I might bring three. I'm definitely bringing my Pixel 10. I usually have an iPhone on me. Don't yell at me in the comments. And then I could
no,
bring
it's
a
about Google.
foldable. I'm unsure. Yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, I'm excited for a world where, all in one is really all in one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd be really cool to see,
Yeah.
but it's not my world yet, because it's the trifold for any Canadians listening is not coming to Canada. Maybe the trifold two, if there's ever two. The original Galaxy Fold didn't come out in Canada either. I don't
Right.
know if you have Canadian listeners. I don't know. You're in Buffalo. It's close enough.
I'm practically Canadian myself,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
my home away from home. Truly, this is not a joke. I bought on Black Friday. I bought a Starlink that I've not set up yet, specifically so that I can be able to go up to my family cabin in Ontario and work there because there's no internet there. It's very
I
rare.
thought you were just going to say I bought like a house and like
No,
on Black Friday I bought a house. I was like,
No.
oh my gosh.
No. I live in Buffalo because I cannot afford your Toronto prices.
You can afford.
Nobody
like,
can. Then
and
again,
I can't. I rent. I have 3 roommates. I have to be like, hey guys, be quiet. I'm on a podcast today.
Tell them thank you for me. Yeah. Okay.
CES.
Before we wrap, let's touch a little bit on CES. I'll ask the big question, really, which is it's difficult to predict what you're going to see. Obviously, you and I get embargoed information from some companies. Other companies just slip pitches in your inbox. If your inbox is anything like mine, Dean, I'm sure it is flooded with pitches right now. But so instead, I want to focus on trends. So because I feel like every year there's at least one trend that kind of encapsulates the show floor. So I can start, I guess. The trends I expect to see are very similar to the last 2 years. And I did come up with alliteration for them because I wanted to be cute. So it's AI, automation, and accessories, I think, are kind of the big three that I expect to see at CES. I think AI is kind of self-explanatory. I don't expect to see, and again, my inbox is filled with pitches and most of them include AI. Automation, I don't remember. I don't know. Dean, you got sick during CES last year, so I actually don't know if this if you were aware of how many robot vacuums with arms were on the show floor. But every company.
So I made it to CES for one day, and only because I had to check out of my hotel room.
Yeah.
Right. So they were like, "What?" I'm like, and my flight was. I had the red eye, so I'm like, "What am I gonna do?" So I went to the show floor and wore my mask and had
you were very
ill.
You were not doing well. You were texting our group chat just like updates that you were alive. that you had not died. Yeah.
It was really like I wasn't even like coughing sick. It was just like on my stomach, right? So it was really like and neurovirus was going around. I don't know why I did this because it's like, I don't know if it's neurovirus or a stomach flu or whatever, stomach, whatever.
It was something bad, yeah.
But, but the one thing, Brad Bennett was like, hey, I need you to take a picture of this robot vacuum with this hand that everyone's talking about. So I went to the show floor and found this vacuum, and it's just like, but which one? There's so many.
There were so many. It was so weird because it was like, I felt like nobody realized until like day 3 that we were all talking about different robots, because everybody was like, did you see the robot vacuum with an arm? Yeah. And you were like, yeah, I did. And then you'd figure out that like, actually, no, it was like Shark and Ecovac and they all had one. And it was like, everybody was talking about like, truly, I thought I had seen it. And then like 2 hours later, I stumbled on another one and I was like, oh, anyway, this is a long way of saying that like, I think like that kind of smart home automation is going to be big. I think these companies enjoyed the splash of press they got last year from the arm picking up like socks and other things off the ground. And like, I would expect to see, bigger and maybe even less realistic demos. Like I'm sure we're going to see some like humanoid robots that are not actually ever going to be for sale, but they'll be, they will attract a crowd. And then accessories are the third. Last year was like the accessory show for me. The coolest stuff I saw was like all accessories.
Really?
I expect to see that again. Yeah, I think there were a lot of like MagSafe stuff, and I think that's going to be even bigger this year just because we have Google in on it.
I did see that.
Yeah. So and those can sound boring on paper, but like I had a blast last year just looking at like, I don't want to name specific companies because some of the stuff I was kind of behind closed doors, but like, think about the biggest brands in accessories. They were showing me like some really cool, just like prototype stuff that they had where I was like, well, I would love to see this. I've wrote about it like at least twice now, but like Anchor launched this like battery with like a retractable cord that like has been one of my favorite things in ages. Yeah. So like, it's stuff like that where it's like, just like things you can kind of add on to the product you already own that makes them better. Like, I think that's really cool. So that's my prediction. What products do you expect to see, Dean?
Definitely AI, anything AI related. I think
it's really, really quickly. It was 2 years ago. Were you there in 2023 when like
no,
the rabbit?
Last year was my first year and I died.
Okay. Or you did die. Sorry. And it was 2024 is what I meant. But I remember that was my first CES was 2 years ago. And it was the Rabbit R1 like swept the floor in terms of people being hyped about it. And obviously that came and went. And last year I felt like was pretty quiet on AI devices specifically. It was much more about the software side. And I think this year we're going to go right back to AI devices. I think companies were a little scared off by how bad the Rabbit R1's reception
and then
was.
Also the other one.
The Humane AI pen. Yeah. I think companies were a little scared off by both of them. And I think this year we will see a return to that.
I'd expect to see more glasses, AI uses for glasses especially with Google XR,
yep.
Android XR,
yeah,
being pushed and stuff like that, especially with people wanting to compete with Xreal. People are wanting to compete with the Meta display. I think that we're going to see a lot more of those this year, and I'm actually really excited. I mean, I'm wearing brand new out of the box today my Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2s. Like I expect to see a lot of those sort of products, and I think there was some of that last year. Like I tried out, or was that NWC? But
they're so similar and so
I know,
so next to each other. It's hard to remember sometimes, yeah.
But I tried out like some TCL glasses at one point, and then last year I for sure, even though I was in my mask and sick, I was definitely like Xreal. I need to try you guys out, so I went to the Xreal booth and tried their stuff out. But I definitely expect to see a lot more of those, and a lot more that are not actually just like competition with these like Meta, but also some that are very accessibility focused, like some that are like help you see or help you know what's around you, which I think it is very good, but also very AI heavy.
Yeah, it's one of my. I mean, honestly, accessibility is one of my favorite like pitched use cases for AI. I want to see more of it. It is one of those things that it's not flashy and maybe it's not exciting, but like it is something that should be chased and honestly probably prioritized. Like I think it's one of the best use cases for that kind of tech. And like if in smart glasses, I'm kind of including an AI because I agree with you. They're going to be huge this year. And everybody's going to push them as like AI first devices, including, kind of Google, like everybody. That's kind of what they see, that the difference between glasses and other wearable tech, like smartwatches or smart rings. I think they see glasses more as like nothing to do with fitness. This is all about like having an assistant in your eye and, and in your ears. And yeah, I want to see that treated as not just a like another way to take photos, but also like a way to help somebody who is hard of hearing or hard of vision, like improve those aspects.
Totally.
I don't know. We'll see.
I started dating someone who I told you earlier speaks mostly Thai, and like if there's a screen that translates as someone speaking. Yeah, that's great as well, right?
And we've seen demos like that. Like I think at I/O, right? I think that was one of Google's demos was like live translation, and so I think that's a huge thing.
I completely forgot about that.
That's forever ago.
Were you there? No.
I was. It was my last week or one of my. No, it was my last week working at Android Please, so I did not.
I missed you.
Yeah.
I'm excited for CES. I'm excited to see ES. Sorry, and I keep making that joke. I'm excited to see what they have. I definitely think we'll see Samsung, LG, those big guys will have home appliances too that go pretty cool things. But of course will be like, I think last year their big AI home appliance was like a fridge that would tell you like, oh, you have this in your fridge right now, you can cook this. I expect to see a lot more of that sort of stuff as well. And just how a lot of companies just showing you how AI can be used in your home. And, everyone is hating on AI, but I think the big thing right now is to understand that, like, you should hate on generative AI, like AI that like is like
it's a fuzzy, it can be such a fuzzy
yeah,
line. You have
it's
to,
a fuzzy
it's
line.
so many terms. I miss the days of machine learning. Do you know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it was like its own term
2-3
that
years
was
ago,
a little
yeah.
more specific, and like you knew kind of exactly what it meant, as opposed to like, oh, AI, okay, Gen AI, or
Yeah.
like what kind, like what kind of AI is this? Because I agree with you. The thing I am the least interested in is like, we can write a story for you. It's like, I can write a story for me.
Me too. I
Yeah.
don't want you to draw pictures or
Yeah.
make me or like you know, and we'll see a lot of that too. We'll probably see a lot of like this is how this AI will make you look like a cartoon character, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of, you know, Asia is a huge, there's a lot of that's huge in the Asian market.
Yeah.
So like, but it'll, I think there could be good uses, and of course accessibility, and um, I don't, you know, I don't really need my fridge to tell me what to make, but you know, that's still better than trying to write a book with AI, a crappy book with AI.
Yeah. It's something where it's like, I think we downplay how much of an advancement like improved language processing and rationalizing
Mhm.
can be, because it's like so much of it is used to be like, and now we can replace workers. It's like, well, no, but like it just is good. Like, this is a good advancement in technology. Like, just the LLMs in general, the LLM aspect of
Totally.
it is big if it's used correctly. I think is kind of the big thing. And in some places I have found that like, I don't think LLMs are like appropriate for what some of these companies want to do with this technology, which is where you get hallucinations and mistakes and poorly designed products that don't function. So I'm hoping we see more of the you know, the former group of like thinking through, now that this technology was not made yesterday, but was made a week ago, in terms of the grand big picture of technology. You know, think about how it actually improves your product as opposed to just shoehorning it in. To be clear, expect to see lots of products with it shoehorned in, but the
For
ones that I
sure.
think will stand out are the ones that you'll look at it and you'll be like, that's actually a smart idea on how to do this.
Agreed.
Yeah. Dude, I'm very excited for CES. It's tricky to predict what you're going to see, because the best thing, well, there's two things. The best part of CES is always what surprised you. It's always something you saw that you didn't think was going to be cool, and it like blows you away. And then the other thing is like the networking aspect of it, which is something that's difficult, a little more difficult to share with listeners or viewers of this podcast. But like, you know, it's it's one of the like 2 or 3 big events every year where like everybody's at it, and like you're gonna see so many colleagues and friends that you haven't seen before. And that might sound like I'm just like playing up the social aspect of it. But it's also just like such a good way to like feel rejuvenated, like creatively. Like, it's some of my best ideas come out from when I'm at a tech event, in terms of what to write about or podcast about. And like, that is the other thing I am so excited for, that I think it can kind of, you know, get 2026 off to such a strong start in terms of making things.
Yeah, I love when we all get together and, you know, talk about our experiences with different products as well, and our experiences trying out new things. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna love to hear Fisher's thoughts on the trifold or something.
Yeah. I saw his video just came out. I have not had time to watch it.
I haven't
yet.
watched it yet either.
By the time this episode drops, I will have watched it. That's a promise.
But like, it's fun. It's fun for all of us to get together. And hey, did you see that fake Snoop Dogg? Like,
dude, oh my god, I forgot about fake Snoop Dogg. We all got fooled last year by fake Snoop Dogg.
Not me. I was sick.
Not Dean. But
I was like, hey guys, I don't know about that. And everyone's like, that's Snoop Dogg. And
it was so
right.
well. It was one of those things where, like, as somebody who was there for it, it was one of those things where I kept looking at him and I was like, he looks off, and like by like 15%. But everybody's going up to him for a picture, and he's taking pictures as if he was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be the guy who's like, so I guess I'll go along. Like, this is all happening in my head, and I'm like, I at a certain point, I was like, I'm just accepting that this is Snoop Dogg. And then 5 minutes later, everybody was like, and also we all know that's not Snoop Dogg. And I was like, no, you didn't. You guys are lying. You guys are lying. You guys waited for me to throw the towel in silently in my head, an argument you didn't know I was having with myself.
That was so funny. I was just like, man, I don't, in my room, I'm like, I don't think that's Snoop Dogg, but whatever.
I've seen a lot. I feel like Snoop Dogg has been there for a lot of my life. I don't think it's him.
But
it was very funny.
Yeah, it's definitely and then the networking aspect of even talking to each other in the sense of like planning out like, oh, hey, can you come on this podcast? And that's how I got on your podcast. I've been on Miriam's and others, and then also like talking to. Hopefully, we can get like sneak peeks of stuff and can share that with people. I've been quite a few briefings, and it's great. It'll be fun to finally see what other people get to or what other people think of these future announcements that we've gotten to see already. A lot of people talk crap about CES, but I'm quite excited, and I actually really like Vegas.
Dude, it's a place that I should hate. Like, and I kind of do. But there's something, and I've only been there for CES.
Yeah.
I can't like. It's unlike it might be because I'm just realizing this. It might genuinely just be because I've always loved hotels. It's a city filled with hotels, and like CES specifically is an event where, in addition to the Las Vegas, oh my god, why can't I think of the acronym? It's LVCC. What does the C stand for? Stupid. Convention center. God damn. In addition to the Las Vegas, in addition to the Las Vegas, Jesus Christ,
Convention Center.
Thank you, Convention Center. Oh my God, it's fucking Friday, dude. In addition to LVCC, it's like every hotel has something that you're gonna just end up in like 12 different hotels, like wandering through lobbies and casinos and going to random suites. And there's something like very adventurous about it that does not translate to like a Mobile World Congress, which is mostly in one designated spot. Like
it's like a building.
It's
just not one building, but like it's like one campus.
Yeah, you might have a couple events scattered in other parts of the city, but like for 90% of it, like you're on the show floor. Yeah. And that's not true for I think my first year, I didn't even get to the convention center until my last full day there because there was so much else to see at the other hotels. It's like very adventurous and like feels like you are trying to navigate a tech event through a theme park is how I would describe it, which is not true of like MWC, and I assume of IFA I've not been.
I don't have to. IFA is IFA is different, but it's not the same.
It's not in like a place like Las Vegas, which is like a theme park for adults.
And like for me, I'm like, I love the lights. There's just so many lights. I just love there's so many people. You just get lost in it. You will
inevitably get lost. I've gotten lost so many times.
Some of the hotels, resorts look like one of them is, I'm staying in the Venetian, and that has like a gondola ride going through it.
Oh, dude, I love the Venetian.
It's so good.
The space in the Venetian where it's got the like fake outdoor like evening sky, and it makes it look like you're in Italy. It's maybe my favorite place to like just hang out during CES and like write an article, because there's so many tables and everything. I'm sick in the head for it.
It was just in the studio. If you watch this Apple TV's studio.
It was in the studio. I got so excited when it showed up because I got to show Maddie of like, oh my God, that's like my favorite place in Vegas is this like room in the Venetian.
Yeah, my roommates and all, we watched the studio together, and I was just like, that's where I got sick, guys. That's where I got sick.
Dude, the studio's so funny. But if you were out there listening to this, please go watch the studio. It's probably I haven't seen the Pit yet, but otherwise it's my show of the year.
Oh, Pit's so good. You gotta watch it. Not funny at all, though. Not funny.
We've been binging ER, which is a different Noah Wiley starring medical drama.
Yeah.
So we're in season 8 seven of ER, seven of ER. So eventually we will get to the pit.
Apparently, like people like to say that like that's like a like pre-pit. Like
They're same creator, same star in Noah Wyle.
exactly. Yeah.
If you like, have you seen ER, Dean?
No, I've never seen
You would if you like the pit, I think you'd really enjoy
it. I love the
ER.
pit, and I've seen every single episode of Grey's Anatomy. So I mean,
I think you would really like ER. It's you've got 5 seasons of George Clooney. He's so good on it.
Yeah.
Juliana Margulies like kills it. She's incredible on it. Anthony Edwards, who's in like Top Gun and Zodiac, is on it, and he's great. The whole cast is like really, really good. And then like the guest stars that show up are like Kirsten Dunst has like a whole season arc. And
cool.
It's like a little baby, like pre-Spider-Man little baby, and God, who else? So many guests, like an unbelievable amount of like names popping up. Yeah. She's got like this whole arc with like George Clooney. So it's like you're watching this NBC drama from 30 years ago, but the actors on it are like George Clooney and Kirsten Dunst, and you're like, TV used to be so good.
I'm a huge TV guy, so like if you ever do a podcast and it's just like, yo, let's talk about the TV that came out this year, that's all I do. But movies, no clue.
We will. So I will find a space for you to talk about TV. I will figure this out.
Yeah, I am excited just to be in Vegas around tech and people who love tech, and then also people who love to party around tech.
It's huge. You really, it's an event made for you. Like more than anybody else I know. Like this is the Dean Daley event.
And anyone who knows like Ben and Joe and Will, these 3 people love to troll me because I got very lost in where were we? Was that Barcelona? NWC. Yeah.
Is this about public transit?
Yeah. So this was Barcelona, and I just couldn't really figure out the public transit there. And like, I have no problem doing public transit in New York City or Toronto, anywhere else really. But
you throw Spanish in the mix, and it's done.
I'm done. And I speak French, but Spanish is different. But in Vegas, it's just one street.
It is just one street. I have left the Strip once for a work thing in Vegas. I've left it a few times for just being like, we found like a Bills backer bar. So 2 years ago, we watched a Bills game there and had a blast and ate some really good wings. Moondoggies. If people are listening and ever want to go to a Bills bar in Vegas, highly recommend the wings there. Who was it? Joe Maring, Ryan Haynes, and I went to a Saw-themed escape room last year. That was off the Strip.
That was like right before I got, or had I just started getting sick, and I was like,
I think you just started getting sick.
And I was like, maybe I'll go, and I was like, maybe I should just chill, and then I died. But
so there are things to do off the Strip, but I mean, in terms of the
Omega
show,
Mart last year before I died.
One road. What's that?
I did Omega Mart last year.
Oh, is that the
where you enter through the fridge? You go into like a fridge, and then it's like a whole world. I did that last year. That was a lot of fun.
That does look cool.
That was right before I died. And then I also did Drag Race Live. I watched the performance.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dean, thank you for joining me on this. I want to end with one final question, which is what is your biggest tech hope for 2026? Unrelated to CES, just a thing you want to see come out of the tech sphere, if you will.
Ooh, okay. That's a good question. I would love, and I'm going back to something we've kind of mentioned for CES, but I would love to get to try out some pretty cool glasses with screens in them. I put on the Meta displays for the first time last week. And they were cool and stuff, but they have like a little wristband you wear, and you have to control it to the sides. I want it to be like a Jarvis type situation, kind of like the Galaxy XR, where you're kind of like doing things in the sky, in the air, but I want that in my glasses. So I want to be able to I want Galaxy XR type performance or type usage, but just in something I can see. And then like it doesn't even need to be both eyes. It can be like
It,
just one eye and
that's
like
coming. Abner just told, I think it was last week's episode, but Abner just told Damien and I on Pixelated about his experience using some of Google's new AR XR glasses, and like I think that's exactly what you're looking for. And those are apparently coming next year.
I've tried those. I tried the Galaxy. I tried Galaxy AR, then XR, and then I tried the at Google I/O they had that like you could try out the glasses, and it was the same. It was the same as what was on the I/O floor. But I also want them to look nice too. So I want that.
And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I want all of that, and I just said into my glasses, and they could look like like this. But I want it so I could wear it in life and put my prescription in it, and then maybe I don't have to leave my house with my phone. I can't imagine that, but well, I mean, I must have my phone on me because it needs Bluetooth. But maybe I don't like need to take out my phone all the time and just keep my glasses on and still be able to interact with what I am doing, like interact with like a message and all that stuff without ever having to pull out my phone for a full day because of all my glasses. I would love something like that. I'm really a sucker for gimmicks. Such a huge gimmick guy, you know. I might have was trolling the LG G8 earlier if it's air adjusters, but I loved it. So like I really love but I really love like gimmicky things that people are like probably who ask me things about what I'm doing, like tech wise. They're like, like people, I've been getting this a lot with the iPhone Air where people are like, whoa, that's so thin. Let me try it out. And I love that sort of thing. I don't like talking about it too much because then it goes into like I feel like I'm working. Like I do love like the curiosity that tech can bring people, and I think that glasses like that will have and can have a huge impact on people. And like I'm not a huge fan of Meta, but the idea of just replacing like the next big tech thing will be glasses. I'm excited to see if that can come true. And people, Google, Samsung, all these companies are saying that this will happen in 2026. So I would love to see that come to fruition, and hope that it's not a bust. Also, an iPhone foldable, why not?
Yeah, why not? I actually think more foldable competition can only help. So I actually,
me too.
As much
especially in North America.
Yeah,
like
especially
Asia has all those Xiaomi's, and I don't know what I try not to pay too much attention because then I start getting jealous and annoyed.
It does, dude. I want a 1-inch sensor so bad, and I'm so annoyed that we're in 2026 and we still don't have a 1-inch sensor equipped phone in the US. What is happening?
It's crazy that the only phone in the US, or sorry, in North America with 7,300 million battery is the OnePlus. I mean, like Samsung should have hopped on that, but they're too afraid of their phones blowing up again.
They are. Yeah.
But like, yeah, so I would love to see an iPhone foldable and glasses really take shape and really take, and really, become a product that people see value in. And as someone who wears glasses, I would love more pairs of glasses for free.
Dude, those lenses get expensive.
Man.
These are almost 3 years old. I am due for a new pair of glasses. So
yeah, you just if you're insured, it might help. I didn't. These ones I end up paying for a bit, but my insurance now is kind of shitty. My insurance before paid for my whole Meta Ray-Bans Gen 1s with the lenses and the frame. So, yeah, that would be cool to get more free glasses. How about you, Will? What are you excited for 2026?
Dude, the glasses thing, I'm curious about. I really want a pair. This is so stupid. I really hope nobody that there's at least one company that doesn't go all in on cameras. Like I want one pair offered that includes like a heads up display. It can be basic. It can be in one lens. That's fine. But a heads up display and like headphones, speakers, whatever you want to call them, like bone conduction audio I don't need the camera. I don't feel like I need the camera mounted to my face. And I know I have friends and even like Maddie doesn't like love the idea of me just like pointing a camera at them all the time. So I hope that there is that one of these companies is brave enough to not have to be like, it's multimodal, take photos of the world around you. Like I'm fine pulling out my phone for that. You know,
I'd be okay if like it can see around me, just because in my assist,
sensors
like,
are fine.
say, if I'm like looking at something and it's in Spanish because I'm in Barcelona and you can translate it for me, I'm fine with that. But I don't want to have to. I don't want to
take a photo.
Urinals, bro. Like we go to bathrooms with other guys and everyone's standing beside each other. You gotta look at your own spot. Like you gotta look in your own way. And you're just like, I don't want people to think that I'm taking videos with them. That's so weird.
That's really what it is. I don't want people to think I'm taking photos of them. I feel very self-conscious about it.
I totally. I mean, I had the Ray-Ban Stories. I have.
You've been a big smart glasses person since the beginning. I mean, we did a spectacles demo together in Hawaii.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. So like, but that's always my biggest thing. I don't want people to think that I'm recording. This might be TMI, but I was having a hookup and this guy was like, "Oh, you're not recording me, right?" And I'm just like, "Dude, like, no." I just don't. I don't like the idea of that. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Glasses with not the capabilities of taking videos or pictures.
It would be nice because I like the idea of everything else. It's just it's a hump that I don't know if I can get over. And then I want to see Google land this Android on laptops thing well. And I think there's a really good chance of them not doing it. But if they can get the app support, if they can get an Adobe, if they can get if they can even just get like, oh, Microsoft's bringing like full Office 365, they're not Android apps, it's full capabilities, you know, to Android. Like I'd like to see that work, but like I don't. Obviously Microsoft wouldn't want that to happen. But you know, I would like to see that pulled off because I think some operating system competitiveness would be actually really good for laptops in general. And I think Google could do it if they don't run it like they did Chrome OS. That's my hope.
I love your hope, and I think it's a nice idea.
You can tell me it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. Go ahead, tell me it's not going to happen.
As someone who loves the Pixel, I love the Pixel line. I love Pixel Buds. I just don't have faith in Google and carrying things through and then doing it well. And
especially on big screens. They have a bad track record on tablets and laptops.
Tablets, laptops, Stadia. Like I just, you know, daydream. I could just keep naming things that Google has done and failed. Anyways,
and Dean, what's your email address for feedback on that one?
But I'm a big like Google Pixel guy. So like it hurts to say this. And I would love to see them succeed. I just wouldn't have hope. I'm even worried about like Android XR. Like I'm worried that, you know, they might pull that back. You know, I'm just but I would love to have faith in Google, and I would love to have faith that Google can really pull through another competitor with to Windows or Mac or that'd be so nice to see, especially since you know, I love my Mac to iPhone economy.
Yeah, the ecosystem.
And integrations. And I love, you know, even Samsung's getting pretty good with Windows, but so like a Google connection with like Google.
Yeah, it's one of the few places that the Pixel ecosystem feels very lacking. Even with Chrome integration, I think it's just not the same. Yeah.
It's not, yeah. Especially like, you know, Chrome integration isn't really hardware based, right? Because
exactly. Like if you can have a Samsung phone and set up like Google Messages notifications on desktop, like that's
exactly
easy. So exactly. Yeah. It's those are my hopes, and I think I'm more hopeful on the smart glasses thing, but honestly, I'm not hopeful on either. I think I think at least right now, glasses are going to be all in on cameras because
I agree.
it's an easier
Yeah.
selling point for people. I get it. I see the vision, and I've heard from people like parents, like young parents that like love them. So I see it. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm really hopeful for Android on laptops, but like it's an uphill battle that they have to nail out of the gate. And it's difficult. It's not even so much that I think Google's it's just like, do people even want to play? Like, does Adobe want to play ball with Google, or do they look at this and they go, we don't really care about helping you, so like we're not going to devote resources to this? Like,
1,000,000%.
it could truly, this could fall apart truly just because Google doesn't have team players on their side. And that would be a bummer. So that's my hope. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Dean, thank you so much for joining the show, dude. This has been a blast. I'm so much more curious about the TriFold now, to be honest with you. You've certainly made me want a demo of it, want my own demo of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I walked into it being like,
I get it. I've used a foldable.
Demo,
it's a bigger foldable.
Another foldable,
yeah.
Whatever. I just did Z Fold in August. This isn't even coming to Canada. Why do I even care? Then I left being like, damn, like, why isn't this coming to Canada? I wish it was. And not for people to buy, but just for me to get a review in it. I'm not going to get a review in it. But it's such a fun idea. And I wish that, people get to at least try it out or see it or play with it. And I wish that, I hope that's another big thing. I hope that Samsung keeps it going. I hope Samsung in 2026 pushes out a TriFold 2. And just don't just give up,
Yeah. I think they will. I think they're going to at least iterate on this a couple of times.
Hopefully. Yeah. People have been talking about how the Edge and the Airs didn't sell very well. And I really liked my very thin phones, right? So I hope that those come out. There's more of those too, right? So
I've been so tempted. I want a slimmer Pixel. That's really what I want. I don't even need it to be ultra slim. I'm just kind of sick of the how thick and bulky it feels when I'm using it. So
yeah,
that's my other tech hope for 2026. Slimmer Pixel.
I think this is the year I've used the Pixel the least, which is probably the first.
Because you know it. You've used the Pixel 9. You get it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's like the biggest. I guess it's the first time in my almost 9 years at this job that I've not used the Pixel as like my go-to phone, just because crazy. It's just like, why or what? I mean, I like Samsung, the Edge, the Z Fold 7 or OnePlus 15 that lasts forever, or iPhone Air that's super thin, or there's so many new options. So when Google puts out something that's the same again, it's just like, I don't want to use it.
Yeah.
But one could say the same thing about Samsung and its cameras. So I think Ice Universe did like a layout of the cameras, and they've been the same since the S22, and even will be the same for the S26, according to rumors. And it's just like, Samsung, like, why? Like, you're doing cool things. Just do cool things with your cameras. They have one-inch
sensors. They make so many cool sensors that other companies use. And I'm like, please. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. We'll see. The Galaxy S series is like my biggest, but that's a whole other podcast. That's a podcast for 2026.
2026.
You're coming. We'll have you back.
Cool.
Yeah. Dean, where can people find you on the internet until then?
MobileSyrup.com. I'm pushing out these Canadian Smartphone Awards. It's my first time ever trying to do something like that. And it's not super huge, but it's just fun to be able to decide and say. Usually I just say, here are the best phones of the year, but this time I'm like, this phone is the best battery, this phone is the best pictures, and that's kind of fun to just be
always fun. I love a superlative. It's always a good time. Go read that. I'll link it in. Is that live? Are those live?
Some of them are live. So I've done, battery came out today. Yesterday was best foldable, Z Fold 7. Battery is OnePlus 15. And then we did like a nominee sheet page as well. So like I'll hand it to you. You can share that. And then also
that'll be in the description.
people want to talk to me, my Daily Dose on Instagram, Daily spelled my last name, and then or on, I guess on X. I'm still on X kind of sometimes. I don't know.
Isn't everybody?
But I'm tech trash on X, so
there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. I love your branding. I love Daily Dose. You've got such a good name, Dean. Best name of the game.
I'm over it though. I'm like, I wanted to be back. Originally when I started, it was just the Daily Dean.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, now people are like Sherlyn from Engadget introduced me to Daniel Sin as like, oh, this is Daily Dose. And I was just like, no, I'm just Dean. I'm just the Daily Dean. So I might go back to my original branding. Who knows?
The artist formerly known as Daily Dose.
Yeah. But either way, I'm just a journalist anyway, so I don't even know why I'm doing all these fun names. But
it's fun. It's a fun time. We work in a fun field.
Yeah,
you can't take this so seriously. It's a fun gadget filled job we have, and that's how I try to look at it. So
MobileSyrup is only down to 3 people, so we won't be producing as much just daily content and more content we care about, just because we only have 3 people. I mean, so
tight-knit.
Hopefully this year, if you people are paying attention to MobileSyrup, you'll see more of the fun stuff that I love to write about, like glasses and phones and stuff like that.
Nice. There we go. Dean, thank you so much for
thank you, buddy. Will, if this is your first time listening to your podcast, Will is a great guy. It's very smart. And very,
I'm cutting all of this.
Don't cut it. No, what? Are you serious? Don't cut it.
I can't allow a compliment of myself in this podcast.
It's so charismatic. I only started talking to Will because I had a crush on him, and then I was like, "Oh, he's well and in love, and such a cool guy. So I'm gonna just be friends with him." And
yeah. I appreciate you sticking around despite the engagement.
I just want to go to the wedding, but yeah.
You're close. We can figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I would drive down for sure.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk. Well, here, let me wrap this up, and we'll talk about it. Actually, I'm gonna do an after wrap up because I want to put out it'll be a whole thing. Anyway, so Dean, thank you for joining us, and I'm gonna throw to me in the future, who's gonna talk about the end of the show. And that'll do it for us today. Thank you again to Dean, who came on the show in an interview we did last week. Now I'm recording this bit right before this episode drops. I'll keep it brief. Thank you, the listener, the viewer, for checking out this first run of Sideload episodes. I've sort of been thinking about this as a season 0 type of situation where we're kind of just figuring out what the show is. In the spirit of that, I'd love a chance if you out there want to give us some feedback. I've created a really brief poll that you'll find linked in the show notes for this episode. Takes probably 30 seconds to fill out, maybe a little longer if you want to suggest guests or give longer written feedback. But I made it so that you can just tap a couple of buttons and let me know how you're feeling on the show. A big part of these early episodes have been finding people that I already have an existing relationship with in order to test the template of the show, test the vibe of the show, really. But I'm looking for a broader, wider scope of guests next year. And so if you have a specific name you want me to consider to have on the show, please let me know. Again, that poll is in the show notes below, or you can find it by heading to tinyurl.com/sideload podcast. That's tinyurl.com/sideload podcast. Again, thanks for listening. This is our final episode until 2026. We will be back after CES with another run of episodes. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.